welcome to Info Hub. In our headlines, Rio Convention Mainstreaming Project launched, radio license reissued to the University of Guyana, Marberry Town Council to complete key projects by year-end, and the forest producers sensitize media stakeholders about voluntary partnership agreement. Stay tuned for the details of these and more. And now for the details. The Ministry of the Presidency today launched the Rio Convention Mainstreaming Project with consultants and stakeholders at the Marriott Hotel. Crystal Stahl has the details.
The project aims to strengthen technical capacities for mainstreaming and monitoring the achievement of the Rio Conventions. In the feature address, Minister of State Joseph Harmon assured the government's commitment to the project.
And I wish to give you the assurance, Mr. Chairman, that the government remains committed to this process. The government will continue to provide the resources for it. The government will continue to provide a political will to ensure that these conventions are implemented.
He also expressed gratitude to international partners for agreeing to utilize only local consultants. The project, he believes, is being implemented in a defining moment.
And that is during the development of our Green State Development Strategy. And also when global issues such as biodiversity loss and rapidly changing climates as a result of unprecedented levels of greenhouse gas emissions are creating phenomena that threaten large sections of the Earth's population.
The minister underscored the importance of the project.
The issues to be addressed by this project have implications for our very existence and viability as a nation. We therefore take our environmental responsibilities very seriously and as a matter of great national interest.
Harmon said following through on its commitment of sustainable development to environmental management, the government has since ratified several other multilateral environmental agreements. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
The University of Guyana's radio station, known as the Golden Arrow Broadcast System, has been relicensed. Details from Gabriela Patram.
It was revealed that the University of Guyana's Communication Studies Division was granted radio broadcasting license up until 1990, when their request for renewal was officially denied. Minister Hughes said that the issuance of the relicense has been a government priority.
The issue of radio licenses have been a hot button issue going back to 2011, when radio licenses were shared out like Chico sweets. This thorny issue has remained on our front burner ever since. You may not have heard us talk about it, but it has been very important and dear to many of us. Our government has always held the view that there's no reason why the University of Guyana should have a communication studies department without that very important training tool, a radio station of its own.
Deputy Vice Chancellor of Philanthropy, Alumni and Civic Engagement, Dr. Paloma Mohammed, explained that when the radio station becomes operational in April 2018, it will benefit UG students and surrounding communities.
Part of the big gap that this is going to fill is that we're going to be able to, one, train people to do live on-air broadcasting in both radio and television. The second thing is it's going to create a forum for our student-led and faculty-led productions to be used by a wider community so that it's not produced and just left there.
Dr. Mohammed noted that studies done previously showed communications graduates were not receiving much practical work in their studies. UG Vice Chancellor Professor Ivelaw Griffith expressed gratitude to the government for their assistance. Chairman of the Guyana National Data Management Authority, Leslie Sobers, explained that once all the requirements are met in the future, they will also be granted their television broadcast license. Gabriella Patram for InfoHub.
President David Granger's address to the United Nations General Assembly on climate change is timely, according to Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Sidney Allicock. Details from Seneca Thorne.
Minister Allicock said that he is very appreciative of the President's mention of Guyana's forested area and the steps being taken to preserve it. The minister said that Guyana has 80% of its forests still intact, which provides us with pure air and water. He added that the indigenous peoples has played a significant role in keeping the forest intact.
I think the President and his presentation at the United Nations was very, very appropriate. And for us, the indigenous peoples, it means more than just living. It is about how we manage and how we care for our natural environment.
Irokrama and the Kaieteur National Park are just a few of the forested areas that are well preserved. However, Minister Allicock highlighted that Conishin in the deep south Rupununi has recently been named a protected area. It is the first indigenous area to have such status.
We are so happy that they have been able to have that because it's an area that is rich in biodiversity, more so for the people themselves. And being at the extreme end of Guyana, this is a need that through the exploitation of the natural resources without too much harm, they could have a decent life.
Minister Allicock said that Guyana is very fortunate and should treasure the forests. He is also of the belief that schools should place more focus on how to protect the environment. Seneca Thorne for InfoHub.
More than 200 daycare facilities have been registered since the start of 2014. Zanil Williams tells us more.
The Ministry of Social Protection has been highlighting the importance of adequate documentation for early childhood and/or daycare centers. CPA Director Anne Green told InfoHub that her agency has been working tirelessly to monitor and boost the level of service provided by daycare centers.
We have registered 200 plus registered, 200 plus, and we've been able to 53 license. Licensing is a process.
Daycare owners and early child care providers must now satisfy the criteria outlined by the Guyana Fire Service and Buildings and Public Health Unit under the Georgetown Mayor and City Council before they are licensed. The regulations state that early childhood workers must complete a registration form provided by the CPA, possesses valid police clearance, a food handler's certificate, and medical certificate to be accredited. The CPA will be visiting Berbice in the coming weeks to complete evaluation of registering and licensing daycare centers.
We're going to Berbice now. In this quarter, we'll be licensing Berbice shortly.
Daycare facilities will also be subject to annual inspection from above-mentioned bodies before acquiring relevant accreditation. Zanil Williams for InfoHub.
The Marberry Town Council is working towards completing key projects by year-end. More in this report from Crystal Stull.
One of these is the complete rehabilitation of the Marberry Marketing Center. This is expected to be up and running mid-October to boost agriculture in the region. According to the town clerk, Barrington Ward, due to a lack of proper regional infrastructure, cultivation has declined.
Yes, again, the backdrop is that agriculture has declined here because of the facilities and the poor infrastructure that we have got here. And with all the produce that the farmers have got, we are trying now to bring back that center, in other words, to repair it, so therefore we can have that service again.
The council also intends to build a new Kumaka Market tarmac, which will see vendors removing from the old market square permanently.
We hope by early next year. We wanted to bring them here this year, but then they say Christmas is almost on them, and people are accustomed to them being out there.
InfoHub spoke with vendors who expressed satisfaction in the move.
I feel great, I feel happy, I feel proud, because we know that we're moving forward to the next level. Christmas must reach me here, and after the Christmas I go there, and I get my wish.
Well, as for me, I feel good. So far, everything all right, and I feel happy that we stay here for the Christmas season, and early next year we agree to go on the tarmac.
Crystal Stull for InfoHub.
Today, Guyana joins the rest of the world in celebrating World Tourism Day. It was 37 years ago that the United Nations World Tourism Organization observed its first World Tourism Day in order to bring to the attention of the world the importance of travel and its impact on economies of countries worldwide. Minister of Business with Responsibility for Tourism, Dominic Gaskin, in a statement to mark the occasion, said that Guyana is a relative newcomer to the family of global tourism destinations and is comfortable in this new dispensation. He added that Guyana is committed to the development of its tourism sector in terms of the theme highlighted for World Tourism Day 2017, Sustainable Tourism as a Tool for Development. Forest Producers Association of Guyana earlier today sensitized media stakeholders on the Voluntary Partnership Agreement. On Wednesday, media stakeholders engaged with the Forest Producers Association in a seminar aimed at sensitizing and updating the media on the Voluntary Partnership Agreement, VPA. A VPA is a legally binding trade agreement between the European Union and timber-producing countries outside the EU that seeks to ensure timber and timber products exported to the EU come from legal sources. Project coordinator Mr. Kalawan noted that the seminar is to update the media on the state of the voluntary partnership that Guyana and the EU are expected to initial later this year.
We plan this program in a way that the media can extend the information countrywide. One of the objectives of the VPA is to get everybody involved and let everyone know what the VPA is about.
The workshop is part of a project aimed at building capacity for media workers to be message multipliers and accurate reporters of the VPA. Facilitator of the seminar, Mona Bino.
The knowledge of the media is critical because if you don't know, then you send the wrong message to the public. And sometimes you know, but your perception is not right. So again, they get a different idea. So our task here today is to help you to be aware of the VPA.
Dionarayan Ramsiru, president of the Forest Producers Association of Guyana, believes that the VPA can rebrand the entire forestry industry because it sells itself as legal and sustainable timber. That is key for Guyana to sign on to the VPA.
The world is changing. The people who are buying these products are changing. They wanted to see that we produce timbers from legal and sustainable source. And this is the key. And so it's very important and pivotal for you as the media personnel to understand the VPA and its role.
He says it is also important to report accurately since reports are read by those international agencies who support the VPA. For InfoHub, Natasha Smith. Thanks for watching. Remember to connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.